Hello everybody. Today I'd love to discuss some of the wonderful things that I've learned about meditation and specifically how it has helped me to overcome the challenges of BPD, that being borderline personality disorder, and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. As you can imagine, living with BPD and PTSD can feel like you're in the middle of an emotional tsunami. Of course, there are days that are simple and calm and enjoyable, but there are also times when small things can trigger you and send you spiraling. If you've ever felt stuck in the grip of overwhelming emotions, perhaps impulsivity or painful memories, well, you're not alone. I've been there too. For me, meditation has been my go-to tool for my entire life in helping me navigate these challenges with my mental health. I'm not going to lie to you, there are times when it's not easy. There are times when having BPD makes it harder to meditate. Times when your difficult emotions and traumatic memories can really interfere with your time on the cushion. But I found ways to make meditation very effective for people with BPD and PTSD, and I'd love to share those with you. This is something that I teach in my private meditation lessons on thedailymeditation.com, but here I would love to discuss some of my insights and some of the things that I do to help me to meditate and to heal my BPD and my PTSD. Let me start by sharing just a little bit about my personal story. As some of you might know, I was diagnosed with BPD many years ago. I was diagnosed during an extreme stress reaction during my time immigrating from England to Canada when some things went terribly wrong with my paperwork and really triggered me into a very stressful event. And that was when I was diagnosed with BPD. At that time, I didn't really know anything about BPD. It really wasn't a very common diagnosis. And I felt very alienated. I felt like a complete freak, to be honest with you. I felt different from everyone else. And it took me time to get to that place of self-acceptance and self-compassion from which you can really begin to heal. Throughout that process, meditations like loving kindness and karuna, which are compassion-based meditations, really helped me to accept myself and to feel supported from other people. So that was my diagnosis with BPD. Later, I was also diagnosed with PTSD many years later. And that came after extensive discussions with my therapist. I actually really found my diagnosis with PTSD to be very helpful. Although it triggered some stressful memories and it made me kind of go through those traumatic events in my mind again, my diagnosis also helped me to reframe the way in which I'd been thinking about things. It also very much helped to explain some of my behaviors. For instance, avoidance patterns like struggling to do my taxes or go for medical checkups. For people with PTSD, things like that trigger a little bit of stress can become a serious problem, and many of us deal with it with avoidance, which never really helps. So, long story short, I ended up being diagnosed with both borderline personality disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. But through my entire struggle with these mental health challenges, meditation has been a gift from above. It has been a lifeline. Meditation really is a game-changing tool for dealing with borderline personality disorder and with post-traumatic stress disorder. Both conditions often involve overwhelming emotions, impulsive reactions, distressing memories, and research shows that meditation helps to regulate those experiences by promoting self-awareness, by enhancing our emotional balance, and by leading us to a place of compassion. One of the most important benefits of meditation for people with BPD and PTSD is how it strengthens emotional regulation. Studies have found that mindfulness meditation can increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for decision making and for impulsive behavior, or control of impulsive behavior. It also reduces activity in the amygdala, which drives your fear and emotional reactivity. Now, all of that helps people with BPD and with PTSD. It makes us more aware of our emotions without automatically reacting to them. So it gives you that kind of sense of space where you can be aware that you're, for instance, feeling fearful, but you're not controlled by that. One really good practice for that is vipassana, where you simply observe your thoughts and your sensations, and that helps you to gain much more control of impulsive behavior and emotions. And meditation also creates a sense of safety in the body, which is very important for trauma survivors such as myself. One particular practice is somatic meditation, in which you tune in to those physical sensations, and that can help to calm the nervous system and to ease hypervigilance. I also enjoy doing memory-based meditations. For instance, I'll do inner child healing, and I'll meditate on positive moments from my childhood, which help me to connect with feelings of love and feelings of security. I'd also like to discuss how meditation helps to reshape the way that we relate to our traumatic memories. Compassion-based practices such as loving kindness, karuna, and tonglen can help to reduce self-criticism and to process painful emotions and traumatic memories. For instance, when I lost my father, I thought I would be rocked to my core, but meditation gave me again that kind of safety net. By practicing meditation, I was able to navigate through that intense grief in a much more peaceful way, even though, as I mentioned, I have BPD, which makes grief incredibly difficult most of the time. I will say meditation doesn't erase difficult emotions, it transforms our relationship with them instead. It creates a bit of space so things aren't as raw. It gives you just that bit of space so that you can observe your memories, your emotions, and you can work with them without becoming completely lost in them. Okay, so let me get down to it. Let me share the top techniques of meditation that I've used to help myself with BPD and PTSD. First up, I want to talk about grounding visualization. So I imagine, and in this meditation, I imagine that I have roots growing from my feet that connect me to the earth and anchor me during moments of dissociation or panic. So I'm just imagining being grounded to the earth, and it really helps you to stay centered and balanced. I'd also like to mention EFT, tapping meditation. This is where you gently tap on parts of your body while focusing your mind on physical sensations. It's a really simple technique, but I find that it just really helps me to release built up emotions. Even just doing this just now, if you just do this now, tap and then observe the sensations in your body, it really helps to relax your body. Speaking of focusing on the body, somatic meditation is also an absolute game changer. So that's where you focus in on the physical sensations on a deeper level. It's similar to body scan if you've done that, but you tune in to the deeper sensations in your body. A lot of traumatic memories and difficult emotions are stored in the body. So by tuning into the body in that deeper way, you really give yourself an opportunity to release all of that emotion. And those are some of the techniques that I've personally found most helpful for helping myself navigate BPD and PTSD. So, in a nutshell, we've been through a lot here. Firstly, if you do have BPD, or PTSD, or if you're lucky and like me, you have both. A lot of people actually have both because PTSD and BPD often go together. Then meditation can be a real game changer, even if you struggle with it at first. I struggled with meditation at first, to be honest with you. I learned it incorrectly, and so many people learn meditation incorrectly, especially because there's a ton of misinformation online. It makes it very easy to learn incorrectly. I wouldn't recommend learning meditation from like reading most online stuff, especially social media stuff. If you have BPD and PTSD and you want to meditate, it is best to work either with a professional teacher such as myself, or at least with like courses and well-recognized books, because you have to take it a bit more seriously if you have these conditions. And on top of that, to just remind you of some of the techniques that I found most helpful: somatic meditation, tuning into deeper energies in the body, tapping, so you're just observing your body while you're tapping it. And you can do that as a body scan, so just start tapping the top of your head and then go down your body. And while you're tapping, you're observing the sensations in your body. It's really going to help you to release emotions and also to reduce dissociation, make you more present. Any visualization, especially visualizing nature. I love visualizing nature. Here in Canada right now, it's like minus 1 billion outside and there's snow everywhere, so I can't go out. But studies show that if you just visualize being in a natural scene, you get a lot of the same benefits as you would from being actually out in nature. So nature visualization is very helpful as well. And that's about it. As I mentioned, these are all things that I do teach in my meditation lessons. I'm extremely passionate about helping people with BPD and PTSD to meditate and to heal through meditation, because honestly, this has been the biggest journey of my life. I think if I wrote the story of my life, most of it would probably be about mental health challenges and how I've used meditation to help myself through them. So if you would like my help with all of this, please come and join me for private meditation lessons on thedailymeditation.com. I think that's about all I wanted to cover in this video. I have prattled on a little bit, my apologies, but I hope that you found it helpful. If you have found it helpful, please can you give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.